I hope I have my mic on. I realized that it's not on, so let's see. Hopefully you can hear me. Yes, and don't forget to set your smartwatch for sure. All right, let's confirm. All right, hopefully you can hear me all right. Give me a thumbs up if you can. Would love to know that you can hear me. All right, we're going to get started with our intention word, and I really hope that you can hear me. That was one thing I forgot to do, which was to set the microphone. There's so many things that have to happen for this class to be live, and I tell you, I know my moderator Twitch will know a lot about all the things that have to happen in the background, but for sure, the show does go on. All right, we're gonna pick our intention words. So I have my Melanin Queen creative intention words, branded intention words. I do hope that you can hear me all right. Feel free to give it a plus thumbs up or let me know in the chat if you can hear me. I'm gonna see if I'm audible and just give it a little bit of a wave here. All right, let's see. If not, I'll make sure I come out and come back in and make sure that the mic is audible. Let's see here. All right, let's try. Let's see. I know my moderator will definitely let me know. All right, good morning. Audio is perfect. Yes, thank you so much. All right, yesterday's intention word was indulge. And so maybe you got to indulge in some good weather, and that's always nice. All right, let's go ahead and pick this intention word. Let's see what we got. Ooh, I love this word. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put these intention words to the side. I tell you, I love these new intention words. Feel free to grab them, melaninqueencreative.com. They're so nice and shiny and durable. And one thing I said I was gonna do was I was gonna be a senorita with a flower in her hair. Let's see if I can stick it in my hair today. All right, there we go. Oh, no, it fell out. All right, I found this flower on my walk today. I really want to put it on this side. We'll see if it'll go. I found this flower on my walk today, and I thought that it was so cute, and I just wanted to stick it in my hair. I know I'm just that kind of person. Hey. But today's intention word is curiosity. Good morning. Good morning. So, curiosity is today's intention word. Today, we're doing a seated practice because I said, you know what? We need to get into some deep stretching. Deep stretching is always nice, especially to give you some tools and things that you can do without a mat. You can do this from the bed. You can do this on the floor. You can put a towel down. So, for the non yogis, this is for you. All right. For those who are like, you know what, I need some good recovery techniques, this is for you. I listen and I deliver. All right. So we'll make sure that we have that going for you. And let's go ahead and get into our practice. All right. So let's have a little seat. All right. Thank you so much for being a part of the practice. Good morning. All right. I see Lachelle, Tamisha. Hate comes with the plate. Thank you so much for being here. Let's come to our seat. Let's take our inhale and exhale. And as we get that intention of curiosity, right? You might be curious. This new background is always, you never know where I'm going to pop up. So just give yourself that moment to ground and settle. Maybe you're just starting your day or ending your day. Wherever you are in your day, just take that moment. Let's take a nice inhale in and exhale out. And as we start to set some intention, we know that our minds are always curious, always thinking, and we never want to turn off our minds. But maybe we start to bring some of those thoughts and start to bring maybe that 6-lane highway down to 5 and 4 and 3 and maybe even 2 thoughts. As we just start to adjust our minds to just 1 or 2 things. And as you breathe, just allow your body to settle. And maybe notice if there's something that you're holding on to in your body. And on that next exhale, I encourage you to just give it some oxygen. Breathe into that space. And as we start to invite some movement, maybe you open your eyes if they were closed. You start to move your shoulders up and take them down and bring them up and down. And as we move out our shoulders, maybe you can do front and back. I heard a quote this morning, and I've heard this quote, but not this way. And it really stuck with me. And the quote was, "Time is the only currency that you don't know the balance. So use your time wisely." And that really sat with me. So I thank you for spending your time. Yoga is a good investment of time. Let's bring those arms up overhead. Lift up through the chest, gaze up towards those fingers. Let's start to bring our hands together if it's available to you, and we're going to interlace our thumbs. Let's start to bring our head back. So I'm going to come to the side so you can see what that looks like. Open up the front of the neck, relax the shoulders. Breathe. On that exhale, let's bring the neck back up to neutral. Let's open our hands out to our side. We're going to tent our fingers on the ground, and we're going to bring that right arm up. Now remember, I'm your mirror, so we're going to take that left, my left, your right. Let's bring it up and over. Gaze up towards the elbow. Introducing that side body stretch. Take it down over to the opposite side. Remember to keep that lift in the chest. You got this. Let's take it back up. On that exhale, let's hinge it forward. We're going forward. Bring it down. Maybe we rock from side to side. We're going to walk our hands over to the right. Give it a little side stretch. And then over to the opposite side. And now this stretch may look a little bit different for you, and that's okay. Again, our bodies are different. Listen to your body. You may need to walk those hands in a little bit, and that's okay. And then back to center. Gently take it back up towards the top. We're going to uncross those legs if they were crossed, and we're going to cross them the opposite way. So if the feet were crossed, let's go the opposite. Bring those arms up overhead. We're going to do that same thing, just with the opposite leg crossed. Let's bring the hands over to the right side, side stretch here. And up and over to the opposite side. Again, looking towards that elbow. Taking both arms up. Ooh. On that exhale, let's hinge it forward, taking the hands down in front. Relaxing here. Notice how maybe in the hips, you can feel that a little bit different, and that's a good thing. Give it a rock. Now, rocking is good for your hips, so don't forget to rock. Let's move the hands over to the right side. Let's go over to the opposite side. Drawing the navel in as you do this. And back to center. Release the head down. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Gently walk those hands back up towards the body. Oh, yes. Let's go ahead and stretch our feet out in front of us. So stretch those feet out in front. Flexing your toes. Maybe even give those toes a wiggle. Maybe they were in socks. Maybe you still have your socks on because it might be cold where you are. So wiggle your toes. Let's flex the toes back and point the toes down. Point them down. Flex them back and point the toes down. And let's go ahead and let them relax. Let's bring those arms up overhead. Lift through the chest. Gaze up towards the hands. We're going to do that same. Bring the hands to prayer. We're going to interlace the thumbs. Let's bring that chin up towards the ceiling. We're opening up the front of the neck, lifting through the chest. On that exhale, let's bring the hands down. And maybe we start to gently walk those hands forward. We just gently walk the hands forward. We don't have to walk it too forward. We don't have to touch the toes. Just a little bit. Remember, we're warming our bodies up. So just like this is fine. Let's go ahead and breathe here. And then let's slowly walk our hands back. We're going to bend our knees. Bend those knees. Take our hands behind us. Readjust your body. And let's let the knees fall to one side. Just let the knees fall over. Look away from your knees. Breathe. Remember to keep that lift through the chest. You got this. Maybe you can start to look behind you if that feels good. Let's take the knees back up to center and over to the opposite side. Look away from your knees. Let the knees fall. Let the knees relax. And let's gently take it back up to center. And we're going to take the soles of the feet to touch this time. So start to bring yourself forward. You can hold on to your ankles, your shins. And let's bring it up. Give it a rock, because this might be a little bit tight. And then maybe you can bring it to some stillness. Release the shoulders. Breathe. Now, I know my moderator said to set your watch. And guess what? I didn't. But I'm going to set it now because I definitely forgot. All right. Can take the soles of the feet to touch. If it feels good, maybe you can grab onto the feet, hinge it forward just a little bit if that feels good. Release the shoulders, unclench the jaw. And maybe you can put a bend into those elbows, start to come forward a little bit. Again, still come into that rock. All right, let's start to come up. We're going to bring our hands to the outside of the thighs, close up the thighs like a book. Let's bring those knees to one side. We're going to come to our tabletop position. Now, even though this is a seated practice, we are going to at least come to a tabletop position because this is a really good pose to use, especially when you're first waking up in the morning. So we take knees to stack right under ankles, and we take wrists to stack right underneath of the shoulders. So feel free to get into your cat-cow and tabletop position, and we're going to do our cow-cats. Of course, we do cow first. So let's start to drop the belly, bring the gaze up. On that exhale, arch the spine, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Press away with the fingers, lighten the wrists. And let's reverse. And reverse again. Now I want you to do this to your own breath here.
Let's do 2 more just like that. And when you're done, let's come to a tabletop position. Give it a little rock from side to side. And if it feels good, let's start to move those hips into a circle. Let's bring it all the way around. And then let's pause wherever we are. Let's go the opposite way with our circles. And let's bring the hips towards the heels. Let's take a child's pose. You can bring those knees out nice and long. Walk the hands up towards the top of the mat, bringing your forehead down. Breathe. Gently use your gaze to go towards your hands. Let's walk our hands over towards the right side again. Extended stretch here in our child's pose. And gently coming back to center and over to the opposite side. Let's gently bring it back to center. While we walk those hands back up towards our body. Let's bring those knees to one side. Let's come back to that seat. I want you to keep one leg extended. One leg's going to come in. So it's going to look similar to this. I'm going to bring that foot here so we can see. All right, so it doesn't matter if yours is on the mat or not. I want to make sure that I am in vision here. There we go. I'm also in the frame. I'm going to even come back a little bit. There we go. All right, so we're going to tuck one foot in towards the inner thigh. One foot is going to be extended. We're going to bring those arms up overhead. Lift up through the chest. We're going to take that hand that's closest to that foot. We're going to bring it down. Maybe it reaches the shin. Maybe it reaches the thigh. Maybe even the toe. You can take your peace fingers and reach the toe. And we're going to hinge over to the side. So hinging your body to the side. Let's get that side angle stretch here. Breathe. Maybe gaze up towards that elbow. Take one more full stretch over towards that side of the foot. And gently bring it back. Bring both arms up overhead. Let's go ahead and hinge towards the center. Walk the hands down. Now you may realize, okay, this side might be a little bit tight. That's all right. Give it a little rock. A little rock, a little rock. You can always use blocks. Have your blocks handy. You can always place your hands onto the block. If you'd like to take it in the high position, you can. Maybe in the medium or the low. Let's start to flex that foot back. So we keep that ankle from rolling over. Let's flex the toe. Relax your shoulders. Maybe even take that block back or walk your hands in to release the shoulders. Tuck the chin. Let's gently walk the hands back up. If you have your block, feel free to take your block off to the side. We're going to extend both legs out. And we're going to take that opposite leg in. So now we have one leg in on the opposite side. I'm going to readjust here. We're going to do that same thing so you know where we're going. Let's bring those arms up. Lift up through the chest. And let's start to hinge. Maybe one side may be different. You can go somewhere different with that arm. Feel free to do what works for you as we start to hinge over to the side. So maybe you can grab that toe with the peace fingers. Imagine stacking your back up against the wall, so shoulder stacks over shoulder. Gaze up towards that elbow if that's comfortable. Breathe. Really get that stretch. Maybe you can go deeper. You got this. Relax that shoulder. Take 2 more nice full breaths, just like that. And then let's bring it back up. On that exhale, let's hinge it forward. Take it down. Again, you can always have that block. Right here, make it handy. Breathe. We're working that inner thigh. You can always rock. That feels good. You got this. Let's slowly bring it back up. And take our block off to the side. Let's take those feet down in front of us this time. Let's flex our toes back. Point the toes down. And let's start to walk our hands towards our feet. Maybe it reaches, maybe it doesn't. It's okay. You can keep the chest lifted, gazing towards the feet. So if you'd like to grab the back of the feet, you're more than welcome to, keeping that chest lifted. You can even tuck the chin. Now, modifications. If you'd like to modify, let's go ahead and bring the knees in, and you can grab here. So whichever way feels good to you. Breathe. Taking one more full cycle of breath wherever you are. Let's go ahead and walk those hands back up towards our body. Ooh, let's hug one knee into the chest. So we're going to bend our knee, hug one knee into our chest. Let's take those arms up overhead and let's turn towards the knee. We can grab that knee, grab the thigh or the back of the thigh and turn and look behind us. Ooh. We're stretching out that shoulder, that upper back. Let's gently bring the arms back up to center, lower that leg. Can we bring that opposite leg in without using our hands? Lift up through the chest. Let's turn towards the knee and let's turn in the opposite direction. Let's gently bring it back up. Lower the legs. And we're going to start to come down onto our back. So I'm going to come up. We're going to tuck the tailbone, lower our hands, come all the way down onto our backs. You got this. Let's bend the knees. And so you can make sure that you see me, okay? I'm actually going to flip so that you can see me fine. We're going to bend those knees. We're on our back. We're setting up for our bridge pose. So we're going to bring our hands down by our side, walk our heels in towards our glutes. And feel free, if your fingertips don't touch, you can always just bring those elbows in and you'll bring the elbows down and hands will be up. So we're gently going to begin to press into the toes as we lift through the hips, setting up for our bridge. So you can take your hands down, lift those hips up. Breathe. Maybe see if you can lift up a little bit higher. You got this. On that exhale, let's slowly lower down. Lower back is going to connect with the mat. Let's give it a windshield wiper rock from side to side. And let's do that one more time, just like that. So let's bring those knees and heels in towards the fingertips, or bring those elbows in. Toes are going to track towards the top of the mat or bottom of the mat, depending on where you are. And we're going to press into the toes and lift through the hips. Now, don't forget, even while you're in this position, to breathe. Breathe. Let's see if we can lift up a little bit higher. Shoulders and head are down. Breathe a little bit higher. And on that exhale, let's lower down. Hug the knees into our chest. Give it a rock from side to side. Now, you may notice maybe those hips may be a little tight. I want you to give that rock a lot of intention here. We're going to get that stretch within those hips. If you do a lot of sitting, you may notice a little tension in the hips.
So keeping your knees into your chest, we're going to release our hands down by our side. Let your knees fall to one side. Turn your gaze away from your knees. Take a nice full breath. On that next inhale, let's go ahead and bring those knees back in towards our chest and let them fall on the exhale towards the opposite side. Turn away from your knees. Remember just to relax your body, release the tension. Let's gently come back up to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Give it a rock from side to side. Let's go ahead and place those feet up towards the ceiling, flexing our toes down towards our body. Imagine that you're holding up the ceiling with just your feet. Flex your toes, spread your toes. Let's point the toes up. Give it a little stretch here along the top of the legs. And then the back as we flex. And then let's rotate around the feet. So you can rotate one side, and then we're going to reverse and rotate the other way. Let's lower down one leg. I'm going to start with my right, lower down one leg. And we're going to just let it hover here. If you'd like to extend and make this a little bit more intense, you can bring those arms up overhead as if you were holding on to something overhead. And we're going to gently bring that leg back up. Lower back is flush with the mat. Let's lower down the opposite leg. Again, keeping it nice and flush. I have my yoga mat here, yoga block in the way. I'm going to just kick that away off to the side. Gently bring it back up. And then I'm going to lower down my legs together. Zip those feet up together. Lower down both legs. Oh, relax. Bring the arms down by our side. Let's give it one little wiggle here. I'm going to bend my knees and give it a little wiggle. I invite you while you're in this space to do whatever that feels good to you. So even if that means that you take a child's pose, you take a, let's see, a happy baby pose, whatever feels good to you, I invite you to take that pose so that you can do what feels good to you before we get into our final pose, which is our Savasana, all right? So I invite you to go ahead and to do that, all right? Get yourself into that final pose. So you have another couple breaths. If you'd like to take happy baby, feel free to bring those knees down. Feel free to grab the tops of the feet. You can extend one leg out and then the other leg out. Slow, slow, slow. You can also do another bridge or maybe even a figure four. These are always nice. You can take it full pigeon, bringing the knee in. And if you've done two sides, then you'll have to do the same on the other. So evening out your body. And gently unwinding wherever you are. We're going to just release everything down. If you'd like to keep some tension off of your lower back, you're welcome to keep those knees bent. If not, you can lower down your legs, whatever feels good to you. For me today, I'm going to keep mine nice and bent. I'm going to take one hand to heart and one hand to belly. Coming back to that intention word of curiosity. Maybe you've been curious about yoga. Maybe it's been something on your mind, in your passion. So, welcome to the mat. Welcome back to the mat. Or maybe curiosity is hitting some other part of your life that you may be wanting to explore. So, as we take that moment of stillness and silence, I invite you to just take a little quest in that curiosity, and I'll let you know when it's time to come back. And as we gently begin to bring that awareness back into our bodies and back into the space around us, we wiggle our fingers and our toes and gently hug your knees into your chest one at a time. Give it a nice big hug, maybe a little rock from side to side. And we're going to curl over to one side, cradle your head, and using that top hand to gently push yourself up into a nice, comfortable seat. Taking those hands to heart center with your thumbs to your chest. I want you to thank yourself for showing up for you today. I want you to thank your body for showing up and supporting you in this practice. I hope that it was a nice, gentle, restorative practice for you, something that you can do at morning and night. Remember to save it. And I thank you for allowing me to be a part of your day. I want you to take this energy with you off the mat and share it with others because energy is infectious and we want to share the good stuff. Until next time, I cannot wait to practice with you again. Namaste. All right. Oh, how was that practice for you? You may be curious about what is this thing in her hair. I picked up a flower today and I said, you know what? I'm going to stick this flower in my hair for the practice. And it made it the whole practice. I'm so excited about it. I am moving it now and touching it, which is probably not going to stay, but I'm so glad that it stayed. I'm going to move up the vibe a little bit. So I love what we have so many people. So glad. Thank you so much for joining, Jose. For Tamisha, thank you so much. Hate comes with the plate. Twitch, my moderator, of course. Brian, Hammer. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. So Tamisha said that was perfect for her lower back. Yes. Thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed that for your lower back. Remember, you can always share this. You can like it, give it the thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and then you can also save it. Create your own little playlist of practices that are your favorites. And remember, tell a friend to tell a friend. That's how we keep this growing and growing and growing. The goal, I think we're around 3,500. The goal for January 2025, no, 2026, is to get to at least 4,500. We're at 3,500. We're going to get to 4,500 by January next year this time. I'm claiming it. I'm putting it out there. All right. I thank you so much for being a part of the practice. This is Yoga with Tianna, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day and see you on the other side. Peace.